Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Sith Inquisitor Assassin abilities past level 10, from level 10 on, and we're going to be looking at some of the Sith Assassin specific abilities. So let's get started. First off, we got Overload, rank 3, and this ranks up multiple times. This is the same as Overload, just does more damage. It knocks your enemies back. This is what it looks like. I can actually show you guys. Jump down, punch the ground. It's awesome. Thrash, rank up. You guys already know what that does. Jolt. This is an interrupt. This is our kick, basically, and it interrupts for 4 seconds. It's on a 12-second cooldown. That's pretty awesome. There is, I believe, you can talent. There is a talent tree that you can talent it down to, I believe, a 10-second or less cooldown. I'm not 100% sure on the actual numbers, but you can talent it down for less than a 12-second cooldown, which is pretty awesome. Electrocute, which is a stun for 4 seconds, the next rank up of that. Force Slow. This is really interesting. They're giving us more crowd control. Sith Inquisitors already have a ton of crowd controls. We have Shock, Electrocute, we've got the Force Lightning that slows people, we've got the Cyclone. We have so many things that slow people. When we hit people, we slow them with our charges, and we're going to have Force Slow. It's going to be nuts. We're going to really be, we're really going to control everyone. Especially with Force Slow, it only takes 15 Force. That's nothing. And it slows for 6 seconds. No one's going to be able to even touch a Sith Inquisitor Assassin if you're trying to get away. And there's more on top of that. That's just one thing. Speeder piloting. This is your mount in Star Wars. You get a speeder at level 25. 40,000 credits. That may seem like a lot, but I have other... my friends in the beta... well, I'm in the beta. My friends that are higher level than me say 40,000 credits is easy to get. Next up we have Tumult. Tumult? I'm not really sure exactly how you say that. But this is a literal kick, and you kick someone while they're incapacitated, and it does damage, but it doesn't take any force, so it only takes a global cooldown. I'm not actually sure if it takes a global cooldown or not either, but you just kick the person. It has no cost, and I'm sure it's going to be more powerful than an auto attack. I think it's just in there for some flashy fun, and to sort of put a little bit of a skill cap on using that every time it's up, so I'm all for that. Next you got Cloud Mind, and this is just a PvE ability, lowers your threat. And then Sacrifice, which sacrifices your companion to the brink of death and heals you 40%. So that's you can't use your companion in PvP, so I could care about that. Next up we got the specific Sith Inquisitor abilities. First off you have Dark Charge. This is a defensive charge where you can use this to help your teammates and stuff. I'm not really 100% sure. This is more of a PvE thing. From what I understand, this is for the tanking. Then you have Guard, which I guess you could use for PvP, but you're most likely not going to be using a Dark Charge. And it's where you take 50% of the damage from oncoming players. It's like Intervene. It's a better version of Intervene. So you put a Guard on someone and you take 50% of their damage, which could be useful for PvP, but the way I see it, you're most likely not going to be using Dark Charge in PvP. It really doesn't look like you're going to be using Dark Charge in PvP. Maybe I'm wrong. This is the beta. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just estimating right now. You guys might come back on this video and be like, "You're so wrong," which could be true. Could be very easily true. And next we have Lightning Charge, the upgrade for that. You guys know what that does. It's a buff for your weapon. You put it on your weapon. Bingo, more damage. You can discharge it, and it does a cool lightning effect. Maul, it's backstab. It does more damage than your regular attack, and it costs a lot of force. But you can talent it down to where it does take less force to use. Mind Control. I'm really interested in this because the tooltip says it forces the player to attack you for 6 seconds. I haven't gotten this ability yet. I need to get this ability before I really comment on it, but it seems like a CC it's really interesting, because you have to... I don't know. If you read the tooltip, I don't even understand it. Discharge, this is where you take your charge off your weapon and shoot it out. It's like Unleash Weapon for a Shaman. I'm not really 100% sure how I feel about this. I personally doubt I'm going to be using it in PvP unless they change something. So far, from what I've seen, is it's got a lot of ramp up, and it doesn't really seem like it's going to be something that's going to be used in PvE that much, or PvP that much. It seems like more of a PvE ability, and a lot of my friends say it's not really that great unless they change something, or unless at higher level it does a whole lot more damage. Then I'm most likely not going to be using it. Next we have Assassin's Training. just increases your endurance and your base damage by shock. It's a passive ability. Mind Trap. This is... I doubt this is going to last 60 seconds in PvP. That would be silly. But this is a sap. From what I understand, this is a sap. So I have no idea if this is going to be usable in PvP or not. But it does look interesting. Next we have Blackout. And this is like the Cloak of Shadows effect. Without the Cloak of Shadows, it increases your stealth level by 15. And this is a really interesting ability. It seems pretty useful for if you're running into a big group of people and you might get found just running through a big pack of mobs or a big pack of people in Hutball or something. Looks pretty weird. Looks pretty interesting. It's definitely going to be useful. Force Cloak. This is a Cloak of Shadows. Hands down, Cloak of Shadows. It's the Cloak of Shadows and Vanish at the same time. Wipes all your stuff off. You're virtually undetectable, and all healing done and received is decreased by 100%, which is pretty interesting. So you can't really use it like a super oh shit button, but I have a feeling it's going to be an oh shit button. You're just going to get a little bit penalized for using it. You are going to be able to talent this down to, I believe, 2 minutes? Again, I'm going off memory, and I have no idea what I'm talking about. This is all guessing and prediction. I should probably name this video like prediction for PvP, whatever. Then we have Deflection, and this is sort of a defensive cooldown. Well, it is a defensive cooldown. Increases your melee and ranged defenses by 50% for 12 seconds. Basically, just means you're going to be deflecting everything. Should be pretty cool. Should look pretty cool. Lacerate, PvE ability. It looks like, that doesn't look like something that's going to be that useful for PvP. It looks like an AoE. Assassinate. This is like Execute for a warrior. Anything below 30% health, you're going to be doing a ton of damage to him on a 6-second cooldown. Only takes 25 force. That's going to be pretty epic. And now we've got Force Shroud. And this is going to make you immune to all force attacks and remove all slowing effects. That looks pretty awesome. And Force Pull, this is Death Grip. You're just going to Death Grip someone in. And if they're behind cover, you can't do it, so they are really trying to get people to use that cover system. The cover system is pretty cool from what I've seen, so pretty awesome stuff there. And Overcharge Saber, this is basically, you do more damage, you increase your lightsaber's damage, you do a ton of damage. Yeah, looks awesome.